Alright, here we go with some Renegade. This is a weird one because I'm pretty sure, I'd have to double check this. I think on Nintendo it faces the last direction you pressed and not just the direction with more enemies in it. But it does have the system of Double Dragon 2, which followed it later, where you attack left and right with the left and right buttons. A and B buttons, or whatever they're labeled on Master System. I don't even know. 1 and 2. I have no idea. They even label the buttons. Oh, enemies have their own little health bar. I see this now. Feels faster paced than the Nintendo one. And the audio is pretty comparable, which is interesting because usually it's not on Master System. It's usually pretty shitty. Pretty sure this is PSG audio too, because the sound effects are decent. That's the awful choice that they have to make on Master System. The PSG original sounded awful, but it could reproduce sound effects okay. It's just terrible for music. It's kind of unpleasant sounding. I mean, there are games that definitely have good music on Master System. I'm not saying it's an instrument like anything else. It's how you play it. But it's a harsh sound, and it only works for certain stuff. So they introduced the FM chip, which is far more pleasant sounding. I don't know if it's more capable, but it's more pleasant sounding. It's a more primitive version of the FM chip that's in the Genesis, I believe. So something slightly simpler than what's in an ad-lib sound card. But now with those two things, the Master System should be extremely capable on audio, almost like a Genesis. Like you'd be in the ballpark of, right? But no. You can't use both at the same time. So, for whatever fucking reason, that's not a thing. Hell yeah. I think this is maybe like a fancier version of Renegade. It probably came out later than a lot of the games here we're going to look at. Certainly than Double Dragon, which was a pretty early one. Of course, the arcade game of Renegade is Double Dragon's predecessor. But yeah, this seems to be a beefed up, enhanced version of it. Quite cool. I'm digging this, actually. At least we started off on a good foot here today. Obviously not the most complex or interesting game ever made, but certainly fun. Shit. Is this the game that invented this shit? I think it might be. I mean, the arcade game, I guess. Ooh, it's just pissing me off now. Could we be a little more unfair about it, though? Is there a way it could be a little more unfair? Holy shit. It's the very enemy that killed me. Oh, holy shit. We're getting into real wild stuff here. Oh, please let me continue from there. Please. That was cool. Yes. Yes. And then, like, in the process, I just fling myself off because I'm holding down. Alright. Gonna need a better strategy there, apparently. Ah! This is very sensitive on the double tap. Very sensitive, not with no easy cancel. Okay. I just get to start with one less life. Cool. It sucks that there's enemies with weapons, but you don't actually get to use any of the weapons. Yeah, this looks quite a bit fancier than the Nintendo one, but I think there's some years between them. Not sure if it's set on the title screen. And characters transformed quite a bit from the schoolboy in the original game. Kunio-kun. Oh, come on. There we go. I think I got it. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm getting my ass kicked, I guess. I don't know why, but that guy is able to kick my ass for whatever reason. I'm not really sure what the strategy is to this motorcycle part now that I get here. Whatever I'm doing there, it ain't working. I don't know. I don't know what they want, but it ain't that. Let's see if it flashes a year here. I was really curious about this. What it says or has here on the intro. '93. Yeah, so this came out like 6 years later than the Nintendo version, possibly following. I was wondering how Taito managed to get the same game onto both systems, because usually if they release something on Master System, they didn't get to put it on Nintendo. That's why we didn't get Rastan, Darius, a bunch of other stuff. That's because Sega got it. So in '93, there's a good chance that, yeah, this game's entire market was certain parts of Europe who probably had inferior versions of the same game that were favorites from back in the day on their 8-bit computers. And, you know, people in Brazil. The Master System is, I think, still played to this day, probably. I don't know. Brazil was getting games like Duke Nukem 3D and Mortal Kombat 2 and stuff like that around this time. So, really interesting to see such an old arcade game come back here, you know. Whereas the Double Dragon port that I'm going to play after this, which doesn't play nearly as well as this game, by the way, is like 6 years older than this. Again, the arcade game of Renegade is like 85, and Double Dragon's like 86. They're the earliest of these types of beat 'em ups to get really popular. were actually developed originally by Technos in Japan. That 8-bit Porsche back there is sweet. Moon. Piece of shit. I hate you. What do I have to do to kill this guy? What do I have to do to kill him? Does he ever die? Does he ever die? What do I have to do to kill him? He never dies, I just die. What's the deal? How do you do it? I don't understand I don't understand how this part works. It's causing me to lose interest in the game. You have to kick them all off the hill, but not fall off the hill yourself. No, that's not working either. He's just killing me. He just kills me. I think I may have figured it out. You gotta get ahead of him and kick him. Get up ahead of him. Why am I don't understand why I can't beat this guy. This sucks. I'll look it up real quick. If I can get a quick answer, we'll give it another shot, and if I can't, we won't. Could be a bit of a stutter here. Hang on a second, sorry. I'm using the streaming computer to do this. Hang on. I'm real bad about this. I'm having a lot of problems with this nowadays, actually. I have to reset the game entirely. Because I started mashing buttons and shit on RetroArch. I don't even know what I did. Because I'm pressing the keyboard for the wrong computer, which it's frustrating to keep all of that in mind, that I have these two computers going. I think I may have enabled a shader, and I really don't want one. Really don't want one at all. Do not want any kind of shaders going. Don't know how to change that real quick. Really don't want any kind of garbage like that going on. Okay. I have just hard disabled all video shaders because there shouldn't be any anyway. And never even got an answer to my fucking question. Here we go. SMS Renegade. How to do motorcycle level. Interesting. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if that advice was very good or not, but I'm going to try it anyway. And let's see how we do here. Well, this guy's quite beach, isn't he? I was hoping it would take me to a different level than going through the one on the left, but it does not. It's the same shit. It's the same boss either way. Damn. Somebody's gotten a lot better at that. Why does that door say AI on it, by the way? What's that? Something to do with rocket punch. Bullshit line, Google AI. None of this shit works. Okay. I feel like I'm almost getting something now. There we go. What? That part sucks so bad it ruins an otherwise very fun level. This game's pretty cool outside of this level. A damn shame. That's a damn shame that they threw it all away on one shitty ass level. It's just a matter of like playing your own game and testing it, guys. Like, don't make a game like this. Don't make a game where you did everything really well and then like you made a level that's not any fun. Don't make what I call a big boner, named after the big boner level on Shadows of the Damned, which ruins an otherwise what seems like would be a very fun game. Just don't shit all over your entire game with one level that no one wants to play that's not fun. Don't put in a fucking Top Gun aircraft carrier. Nobody wants that shit. It sucks. People just want to shoot planes. They don't want to fucking try and land a shitty plane that doesn't fucking want to land. And I don't want to fucking do this shitty ass worst take on Road Rash I've ever played in my life. I want to just play Renegade. I was having fun. What a shame. What a shame. I know, that's a damn shame. This sucks. This is awful. 4 out of 10. Absolutely could have been like an 8 out of 10 beat 'em up, and they just shit all over it with this fucking garbage. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand. Did no one like play it and be like, oh, this actually fucking blows, guys. We shouldn't do this. This sucks balls. Let's not make it like this. Like, yeah, what? You know? What? That's a damn shame. Like the actual beating them up, despite the awkwardness of it always facing in like a certain way or whatever, due to the pace and the moveset and stuff, quite fun. Then motorcycle level sucks the fun right out of it. Like they do not want you to have fun. What a shame. What a shame. And then Double Dragon, I can already tell you what the deal with it is, that it's like, it's pretty accurate, but it's just a smidge boring. You know, it's not the most exciting thing in the world. And also, they give you like unlimited credits until you get to the last level. And then they don't, and then I die quickly. That's how it's gonna go. That's exactly how to play through. But otherwise, I'm a huge fan of Double Dragon. I'm sure I'll have plenty of other stuff to say about it. This was a version I was very jealous of as a kid. So, kind of interesting. Anyway, I'll be back in just a second, and then we'll play some Double Dragon. So if you grew up with this on Nintendo, this one's strange, and you probably already noticed several things about it that are different. I was pretty jealous about it. First of all, it's 2-player. It's much closer to the arcade game, like visibly and noticeably closer to the arcade game. The graphics are better in some places, worse in some places, but mostly better. The music is mostly just a worse interpretation of the arcade game's music. It definitely doesn't sound as good as the NES. There's all of this variety of enemies and players on the screen that the NES doesn't have, but also there's tons of flicker that go along with it. Color is a lot better. You know, it's got a lot of differences. Very, certainly not a bad take on Double Dragon, no matter how you look at it. It's pretty solid. It just feels a little stiff and weird to play, is all. You'll definitely need to be watching this video at 60 FPS. If you're watching it at 30, it will be missing frames of animation and will make characters invisible during parts of this. You have to see the full frame rate, or else the video is going to be messed up. I'm about to die. And there I go. I died. My first death on the first screen. It's crazy hard, and the collision detection is terrible, as you can see. I do need to start trying to throw elbows. I don't know if this is as good of a strategy on this one. This game's messed up. It really is. There's Linda. Let me in there. I strongly prefer this take to the Atari 7800 also, which is, that one's fairly accurate to the arcade but also looks terrible in terms of its visuals and has just the worst sound. It just uses the 2600 chip and arguably has as bad or worse sound than the 2600 version. Almost the same, really. They're just so terrible. Man, the 2600 one's unplayable though. That's some actual garbage. I mean, I see them trying and it's impressive, but it's also terrible and no one wants to play it. Still gonna be at Bobo after all this shit too, right? Here he is. This is a direct transition to the level? Cause no. That'd be really impressive. I don't know if any of them succeed in doing the continuous scroll. Maybe the Lynx version. The Lynx version is incredibly accurate, but it's so accurate that they didn't sacrifice any of the resolution despite the lower screen resolution. So they just zoomed it way the fuck in, making it pretty kind of unplayable. I don't know though. I don't hate it as much as a lot of people do. It's just very zoomed in. You just gotta know what you're getting. A highly zoomed in version of Double Dragon. They did pretty good with the music on this level, I think. Again, not as good as the Nintendo, but they didn't fuck it up either. It's not bad. I feel like if they really wanted to show the Nintendo up, they should have like kept some of the Nintendo's better elements, like the leveling up system and stuff, and like worked it in with these kind of graphics and sound and two-player and more enemies on the screen, and like by combining those elements, they could have made a game that was just like, oh, holy shit, this one's so much better. I forget that pause is on a separate button on the console and I'm hitting on my controller and it has nothing to do with continuing. Shit. Shit. I've continued, what, 1,000 times already? I can usually beat the arcade game in 1 to 2 credits, but on here, I mean, it's just, collision doesn't work. I can't reliably throw elbows, and I don't even know that they are as effective here as they are anywhere else. The whole game is just a train wreck of shitty collision button mashing nonsense. But if you have a friend to play it with, or if you just want to experience a quick Double Dragon, it still plays fine anyway. It's still fun. You can limit your credit usage or do whatever you wanted to do for fun too. Is this using the FM? Maybe it is. Hell, I don't know. Again, I don't even know between the FM and the PCM half the time. I have to hear one after the other. Or PSG, or whatever they call the normal sound. Beefy crap and chimey crap. One of them sounds like, a generic synth chime, and the other one sounds like a bit generic system beep, so. I'm about to beat the high score through sheer brute force of pumping in fake quarters to a game that doesn't even take real quarters. There's no pits to fall in along the way like there were. Maybe not. This is the button mashiest of all. Pure nonsense. Hey, a bat. Finally, something cool. The whip was actually a lot more effective because of its range. Fuck, dude. One enemy, it's like fighting the fucking boss. You think after watching me punch that Abobo up to death, he'd be like, no, I'm just gonna stay up in this tree. I'm not jumping down. Fuck that. That guy walk to his death and disappear or something. Oh, so my high score is just getting reset every time I continue. I see. Interesting. That was very awkward scrolling, but okay. Here we go. I wonder how many megabits they put into this one. I mean, it really looks decent. I want to say that the Nintendo cartridge is 1 megabit, like most games were around that time. And I believe this is where they cut off continuing. Only fucking knife I've ever seen in this game. Ah, there we go. And that's it, game over. That was really sad how everything went down on the last level there. It's a pretty quick playthrough, so I'll probably give it another go. But I do need a break to eat a cookie here. I got some snickerdoodles. Hell yeah. I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, here we go. More Double Dragon real quick. Oh, it erases your high score after you die too. It's super cool game. I wonder if in 2-player does it make it clear which of the 2 players has the current standing high score? Because that's your bragging rights right there. That's what's going on. Save about 1 screen to die, so we're about on par with last time. Man, that's rough. It's odd that she doesn't come out with a whip and it's just laying on the ground for you to pick up instead. Fantastic weapon the whip is. So of course they're going to take it away from me. That's an infinite loop. How fun. Now, after putting up the first score, which wasn't 11, 9, 10, it does now accurately show that the previous high score was 11, 9, 10. Interesting. They got rid of the conveyor belt in this area too, didn't they? That's a pretty big change and loss. It's not even that the Nintendo version loses so many things, this is that it adds a bunch of weird shit that wasn't there before. The caves. Yeah, the noticeable missing area for me is at the end of this level, there's no elevator shaft, there's no elevator down, which is a big part, and there's no, which is like the level transition thing though, which are all cut out of course, but more importantly there's no conveyor belt. And then at the end of the next level, you don't climb up to the top to do the fight against the Green Abobo. You just walk to the right, because they didn't want to have like a vertical scrolling part. But at least the bridge and stuff's there. The bridge is missing on Nintendo, right? Because you go into the caves and instead it's a different path. I don't mean the broken bridge that you have to jump over, I mean the other bridge, the green bridge where you fight Jeffrey, the clone. This guy right here, this asshole I'm fighting right now. The alley part is also missing, where you would come down from the second level, and there would be a bunch of these Lopars there that you fight, or Ropers, or whatever the fuck they're named. Roper, I guess. And there's like a barrel and a bat in there. So that sucks, because it's like not just a missing part of the level, but it's missing items. There's so few in this game, so little item to interact with, it feels like. And yeah, we don't have the pits here, we just have the broken bridge, but not the pits. With the second player, I'm pretty sure you can keep continuing on the last level. It might be a as long as you don't both die at the same time situation, which, if it is, may actually be easier said than done. You introduce an extra enemy type in this area on Nintendo, which is Chen, I believe his name is, or maybe Lee, I can't remember. Some very generic Asian name. And he's like the Kung Fu dude. Aww. Damn. It's weird that they even bother to make it scroll down a little bit like that, but they're not willing to have it scroll up at all for climbing a thing, which I guess there's probably no native vertical scrolling hardware. What's the deal on Master System? I don't know, though. That seems hard to believe with games like Moleste and stuff. I don't know. Seems odd. They very clearly avoided it here, though. Whatever reason they got. Oh shit. I was like, oh, I'll hit him like one more time and knock him down, then I'll let him beat me down, continue, and then we'll do it. But nope, can't have it that way. At least we have one life this time. Shit. Nice. Slick. There you go. It's like, where's my Bobo's at? Oh, bitch. Pretty fun. Let's check out what Streets of Rage is like on the Master System. I've certainly played plenty of that on the Genesis. Let's see what it's like pared down for people that were on past gen when it came out. I'll be back in just a moment. on Streets of Rage. So the music has a copyright of 91, but the game has a copyright of 93. And I think what we're looking at here is a 1991 Game Gear game that got ported to European Master Systems in 93. I think that they just like opened the field of view out on the screen a little bit because of the higher resolution. I'm pretty sure that's the way this worked, but there might be other changes. I don't know. They might be a lot different for all I know. We're going to do normal. And we're going to go with Axel first, at least. We might do multiple playthroughs here. This is, I mean, Streets of Rage. It's going to be fun. Should be. Unless they fucked it up. How does this work? Oh, there we go. No? None of this is working. You fucking dick. See what the pause button does. It doesn't pause. So how do you use your special then, if that's the case? I don't get it. Now you get it. You pause it and then you hit the button while it's paused. That's pretty sloppy. I mean, it works, I guess, but it's sloppy. Not quite what you'd hope for. I guess they have to copyright, because it's the same tunes, they have to copyright the original game, and that's why we're seeing the 91 copyright. I do still think that this might be at least somewhat Game Gear related, but we'll look at the Game Gear versions at some other point to see how different they are. There's the old pine pot. Fuck him up. Yeah, that fucked him up really, really good. Okay. That's definitely worth using. Come on, come here, you bastard. Surprised I didn't kill him. Oh, it did. Okay. It's a little delayed and weird. And so far, this has been the best of these, of course. Renegade, very poor quality in the regards of having a level that just absolutely sucks and I can't play. The motorcycle level is just so janky and broken and just not at all fun, and I don't understand how to get through it. And it sucks because the rest of the game seemed pretty cool. It's just a shame. It's a level. It's a game that's taken out by a bad level. The motorcycle level. Stay away from it. Do not recommend. And then we played Double Dragon. And while I like that game a lot, and I have a strange sense of nostalgia for it, having not even had it, just having played the arcade game a million times and knowing that that was the fancier version and wanting to play it as a kid, it's quite cool. I don't know, but it's not like a great game. And that's also true for the Nintendo game, and I would rate them both the same, 7 out of 10. The gameplay is more like a 6, and then the game is more like an 8, if that makes any sense, but it sort of balances out. This, however, is a cut above. There actually might not be any beat-em-ups as good as this on the regular Nintendo. Or, I don't know, Final Fight... Ninja Turtle games are pretty good, and Final Fight's pretty good. This is at least as good as those, I would say. I don't know. Ranks up there, I'd say. You know, I've never played the NES version of Batman Returns. And I think that's a beat 'em up with some shooter levels. I should play that sometime. I played Batman Returns for Christmas. Was that like last year or something? So maybe I'll do I did the Super Nintendo one, so maybe I'll do the regular Nintendo. It's a different game, but a similar style. I'm pretty sure I streamed Mighty Final Fight on Twitch. That's a really, really good 8-bit beat 'em up. It is, of course, as you all know, a genre that the next generation of consoles was much better capable of representing. Only so much you can do with a limited number of sprites. But no, this feels like a really solid attempt at getting as close as they could to the Genesis game. It's frustrating in a lot of the same ways, too. This asshole. Nice. Is it every 50? Nice. The dumbass. Way to go, dumbass. I'm assuming, do I get one back after I die? If so, it's worth doing it like any time you're about to die. We'll see. I think I'm right about that though. Interesting. Okay, I ended up not using my special there. And yeah, I did get one back when I died. So if you're close to dying, use your special. Might as well. No reason not to. Those are purely decorative. Weird. Sorry, boys. Not today. dead? I hope he's dead. Nice. Can I still call it in? No. That would be too fucking cool, wouldn't it? No, I snoozed and I losed. So this one does manage to keep in the conveyor belt segments, but not the elevators. Again, it seems like they're going out of their way to avoid some vertical scrolling. Shit. How many continues do you get? This little asshole. Let's see what we can get going here. Last full health, huh? Sometimes you just gotta cheese right through it, huh? Oh, never mind. I stand corrected. There is an elevator level. Holy shit. It would feel really like they cheaped out if they didn't put this in here, so I'm glad they did it, even if the scrolling is choppy. What's crazy is this is about 90% as good as the Genesis game. It mostly just doesn't look and sound as good, but I mean it plays like 90% as good. Like it's almost there. A little bit of it feels a little less smooth because there's a little bit less animation and stuff, and can't quite be as many enemies on the screen. And so I think there's a little bit of shittier collision detection going on and stuff too, maybe. But it's like mostly there. It's like it is a good substitute if you're on this hardware. You'd be like, well, yeah, at least Streets of Rage is pretty dope. It'd be cool getting a game this good for an 8-bit machine in '93. I'd be pretty pleased myself. But it'd be an odd situation here in the USA for somebody to be on this hardware in '93 and not be playing the same game on their Genesis. Gonna be a bit of a boss rush here. I'm guessing there probably will be. This asshole. Shit. I thought dying would give me a special, but it absolutely did not. Smash. That's what I should have been doing. That's the aggressive way to handle them. This guy didn't even get to fight me. He just showed up and got stuck in my punches and died. Now he's getting his chance to get revenge. He is a real pain in the ass when you don't get him like I did. I didn't kill him, you bastard. Oh, this guy's such a fucking dick. The way this guy's fight goes feels so broken. You basically have to take a hit, turn into his back, and then stun lock him to death. It's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. It's weird. It's stupid. One of those, this can't possibly be what they had intended, right? Oh yeah, I forgot to always be slamming. ABS, always be slamming. Can I flip slam this little shit? That's what I'm trying to find out. I don't even know if I can touch him. He seems untouchable. I guess once you do touch him, it's pretty much over for his stupid ass, huh? No, no more continues. Game over, Atari style. That's a really good beat 'em up for any big game, man. That's like, I'd probably say that's like an 8 out of 10. That's awesome. And really just about as good as the 16-bit game that it's based off of. So I'd put this up against any beat 'em up on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and that's coming from somebody who definitely prefers Nintendo's hardware and software from that generation. And I've talked plenty of shit about the Master System over time, but like I can't talk shit about this. This is a really, really impressive 8-bit beat 'em up. We'll check out its sequel here in a minute. I'll take a quick break, and I'll be right back. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm a little bit stoked about this one. The previous game was really good, and the intro graphics and music here seem really good, so hopefully we get that same level of quality. This one's distinct from the Genesis game in that it's using Roman numerals. It does have an easy mode. We're not going to mess with the difficulty or lives, we're just going to play it with Axel. The big guy's missing from the Master System version, that's noticeable. This seems like a step down on animation quality. Oh yeah, this is a 30 Hz game. You can just tell by looking at it. Characters are smaller too, I think. I mean, it gets rid of the flicker, I guess. But it replaces it with a whole lot of judder. Special attack this time to worry about, so we do have all the same moves, it's just the animation is not the same or as good. You can basically just hold the knife out by mashing the button. It's very odd. It's 60 Hz input with 30 frames output kind of thing, where it just gets stuck like that. It's very odd. So now the only flickering really is when they die, and that's intentional, so that's at like 15 Hz. God damn, this is just awful. Yeah, there's a real effort to get everything in here, but like, I don't think it was worth that effort. I would much rather. It's not horrible or anything. I mean, it's probably like an okay beat 'em up by 8-bit standards, maybe like a 6 or a 7 kind of thing. But like the sequel or the prequel, the predecessor, really, I should say, is so much better. Like, why would you? I don't know. It's just a bummer, you know. It's chunky. I don't know. 30 hertz gaming bothers me a little bit more than maybe a lot of people, but I don't like it. I feel like it's low enough frame rate to where they maybe could have considered tile animating it like they did Golden Axe, and just do it that way and have giant characters that are like detailed. The animation's gonna fucking suck anyway. Maybe we should play Golden Axe for a second after this. If I run out of credits instantly, which I very well may, I might check it out, but I am going to wrap this up before 5 Central. Done within the next hour. Now I get my ass beat by her. Great. Yeah, this is crazy. Crazy and shitty. Oh, I forgot some basic Streets of Rage 2 shit would appear. I have that at least, which is great. That's something I need to use a lot. There he is. No Wayne on the Master System version though. Not quite the same iconic scene, just got a pretty cool interpretation of the music, I guess, kind of. Either cool or super irritating, depending on your opinion, but Barbon, he's just kicking the shit out of me. I can't get anywhere near him. This seems really unfair and terrible. Like, what? What am I really, for real? I've played a lot of beat 'em ups. What am I doing wrong here? What the fuck? What I'm doing wrong is playing the Master System version of Streets of Rage 2. That is where I fucked up. That was the first stage, my god. Just hold you down and punch you in the dick repeatedly. Now for the second stage. Oh. Okay. It's working better than it did on Renegade, I think. I should do Master System R-Type someday also. I was just thinking about that. I've done the TurboGrafx version, which is excellent. You know? Of course, the original arcade game. At some point, I'm sure I'll do R-Type Dimensions, or I'll have a video up of a high score if I ever get one or something. Maybe we'll do a stream with its funky, weird new graphics too, but who knows? That shit's awful, but who knows? But yeah, Master System R-Type, totally solid, really impressive port, really captures the game. God, this guy. Never wanted to stab someone to death so much. There we go. And my phone's blowing up pretty fucking hard. Guess I'll go check on all this and see what it is, and I'll be back with something. One moment. Alright, let's give it a shot. And it's choppy as heck. In a surprising attempt to replicate the actual look of the arcade game with all the animation and stuff. And without a bunch of flicker. They went with tile animation, which does not scroll smoothly around the screen at all. And of course the game itself is, I guess, probably 30 FPS or lower. It's rough. It's rough and it's neat at the same time. It's more like neat in like a tech demo kind of way, not a you really want to play it this way. I don't know, it's not that bad. It doesn't really feel that bad to play. Like I said, all the attack animations are there for one character. The other characters are represented by their magic only. You just get to choose their magic at the beginning like you saw. And if that's the way you want to go. It's your axe battler no matter what. I'm like impressed by how complete this game seems in terms of, yeah, both scale and having all the rideable characters there and different enemy types and all that. But God, it's rough to play. Oh, both buttons together does magic. I was hoping it would do the back attack, which would be super useful. There's something that you can't do that seems to be missing, is your back attack. And it's like one of the things that makes the game more accessible. I don't know how many credits they give you. And also the music and sound is there. I mean, I can definitely tell what game I'm listening to. That's about what you'd expect the Master System to be able to do at best. I remember seeing pictures of this and thinking, holy shit, the Master System can really do this? And the characters are really this big, and like all the pictures had different frames of animation where it was like, holy shit, it really looks like the arcade game, you know? Like, it looks like they got the Genesis game almost onto there or whatever. I don't think my Nintendo would have been capable of that, but then seeing it in motion, I was like, oh, that's how they did it. Alright. But actually playing it, I don't hate it nearly like as much as you think I would. Me being a frame rate snob. They didn't get the scared villagers in. That's a shame. It's a key part of the ambiance. Let me continue. No continue. You only get one continue. That seems odd. There's also no intro with the guy dying, or just text, like as on the Genesis or anything. The running, jumping, diving stab might still be the most viable attack. Bastards. You'll never let me have full power. I hate you. Even when I'm using the lightning. Man, I hate that. Come on. Might as well use it here since I'm getting my ass kicked. I'm pretty sure this is the FM sound, right? Not too bad. Third level, finally. Alright, well, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. This has been pretty fun, though. Most of these are actually really good. Renegade's a mess because of its stupid motorcycle level. Maybe if I understood that and maybe there's some fun there that I don't get, but it seems awful. And it sucks because the rest of the game up to that point was good. Double Dragon is a pretty interesting alternative to what we got on the Nintendo. It's 2-player, it's closer to the arcade, but it's a little messy, and the collision detection and stuff doesn't feel great. But it's all there. It's a good challenge, sort of. It's designed weird. I don't know. Yeah, it's a thumbs up though. It's a solid 7, like I said. Oh yeah, since I'm rating these, 4 on Renegade. I mean, unless there's, I could always reevaluate that if I see what I'm doing wrong. Streets of Rage 1 kind of blew me away. I mean, it's pretty much just like playing the Genesis game with like a clunkier way of activating the magic, you know, and missing a little bit of stuff, but basically the Genesis game just sort of stripped down a little bit. Really tight though, and just about as good as 8-bit beat 'em ups get. That's at least an 8 out of 10, I'd say. And then Streets of Rage 2 was, man, like they really try to cram everything into that one, but they run it at 30 hertz, and it's just the characters are tiny, the animation's non-existent. It's like they're trying to stick so much into so little, and I hate it. I would say that's probably a 6 out of 10 for me. 6 out of 10 kind of experience. Golden Axe is kind of a surprising one. The frame rate's really bad because they went with this tile animation, same thing that they did in Altered Beast. But unlike Altered Beast, it actually feels like you're playing Golden Axe. Like they got the core Golden Axe experience in there a lot better than I would have expected. And it's pretty fun. It's just hard. It's really hard. There's no way to make it easier. But I would have been blown away by this if I was unaware of or didn't have access to in any way, you know, the Genesis game. But I did, so that's that. But yeah, this is quite Golden Axe. It's pretty impressive. So a lot of fun here today on the Master System, a console I don't know much about, but I like to come in and check out the stuff that I didn't have and didn't know anything about, and I will revisit more Master System games in the future too. It's an interesting console with an interesting history and a lot of original games and ports that are noteworthy. So anyway, that was some beat 'em ups, and thank you for watching, and have a good weekend.